Welcome back to the Milwaukee Show, and today we're talking about game number 1 between the Florida Panthers and the New York Rangers, where the Panthers take game number 1 at 3-0, and they are up 1-0 on the scoreboard and in the series as they dominate this game, right? This is a catastrophe game for the New York Rangers. Losing this one, not just to a shutout, right? Because we've seen shutouts before that are like high-intensity games, that are like back and forth, close matchups, and especially as this game was 1-0 basically the whole game. Like, this could have been easily like a close one, but no. This was never the New York Rangers game. Not for 1 second, maybe for 1 minute, where at the end of the game, they had that little flurry that they were just getting scoring chance after scoring chance, truly testing the Panthers. But guess what? To beat a team like the Florida Panthers, and not just a team like the Florida Panthers, but any squad that gets into the finals, the Eastern or Western Conference finals, you have to bring a whole game, and challenge them throughout to finally get that goal, right? Especially a team that is so good defensively like the Panthers, and so good in net like Sergei Bobrovsky is, right? And the Rangers, they bring heat for 1 minute at 6 minutes and 26 seconds left of the third period. For like 1 minute, they brought some pain, and nothing came of it, right? And it's just, it's so funny to watch, because at that point, the game was already 2-0 after Lafreniere puts in his own net, the puck, and makes it a 2-0 game for the Panthers. But, overall, this game, Florida was once again the same story for the New York Rangers for the last 2 rounds now, is that they're the lesser team. They're the lesser team most of the game, and the other team dominates. And sure, this was not the Florida Panthers' best game by any means. It's not even close to being their best game. But you know what it is? They didn't need to bring their best game. They didn't need to play the strongest hockey they've ever played, because the New York Rangers fell flat. The crowd in MSG, one of the loudest circuses of people in history of mankind, that arena, which is usually just going nuts, had no atmosphere. It felt like I was watching a game at the SAP Center or the Coyote. Well, I guess Mullet Arena is pretty loud, but you get what I mean. It was an empty crowd. And by the end of the night, it truly was an empty crowd, as those New Yorkers fled the building. Like Elvis left the building. They were gone. And it was just it was just such a sad game as a New York Rangers fan. I mean, not that I'm a fan of the Rangers really, but they just really did not show up this game. And the Panthers, they outworked them. They played more physical. They had more hits. They blocked more shots. They didn't let anything get to the net. And then those little flurries where the Rangers did get a couple seconds, maybe 15 seconds or so of a good chance in the offensive zone, right? The Bobrovsky shut it down, or the Panthers, the defensemen, or just everyone on the Panthers team just didn't give them anything, right? And sure, especially early in the game, the Panthers gave up a lot of breakaway opportunities, right? Happened a lot of times. Panarin had a couple of those chances where he rushed down the ice, same way that he scored against the Carolina Hurricanes a couple times, where he just skates down the ice, stops up, posts up, looks for a pass, or gets a shot on net. But guess what? The Panthers, unlike the Hurricanes, are here to play the game and win and finish the game. And that's what they did tonight. They didn't give Panarin any shots on, well, I'm sure he got a shot on net, but they didn't give them any of those high opportunity chances where he skates down the ice on those breakaways, right? Bobrovsky was covering everything. The Rangers couldn't put anything out there. They never had any sustained pressure. They never controlled the puck or had any control of the game or any momentum throughout all of the game. It was all the Panthers. It was every second of the way. It was the Florida Panthers game. And they just gave Mika Zibanejad, they gave Chris Kreider, they gave Panarin, Adam Fox, Trocheck. They just didn't give an inch to those guys for any of the game. And for the New York Rangers, it was the Panthers game. They were skating around. Matthew Tkachuk was laying out bodies. He was getting down deep. Guys like Verhaeghe were pressuring a lot. Guys like Barkov and Reinhart were playing strong. The defense of Ekman-Larsson, right? Lomberg, the guys on the fourth line showing up. And that's the difference between these two teams, is when Because, sure, you notice when Zibanejad and Panarin and Kreider were out there, they did have a couple of good chances where you're like, oh, this could be the time where they're hot guys. Could be their top guys' night. But no, the Panthers actually can shut them down, unlike the Hurricanes could. And then the depth, right? After those guys went out there, right? Sure, like Cooley had like a good like hit on the ice, but other than that, like none of the bottom six of the New York Rangers did anything of note. Lafreniere, one of the top guys, did score a goal on his own team. Shesterkin was good, but he never did anything that absolutely crazy. And there was a couple times where I was like, oh my god, like he's lucky that the Panthers were not there, like they usually are, right? Like the Panthers did not show they played their best game, right? They did not put their best foot forward tonight, and they didn't need to, and they still won this game, right? And this series, like this already feels like the Florida Panthers series. The Rangers, at one point in the second period, they had 0 shots in 12 to 13 minutes. 0. They did not have any sort of momentum in Madison Square Garden wearing the blue shirts. They had nothing going for them. Nothing. They looked flat. They looked like they literally, not just one tire, all 4 tires went flat that game. They had nothing going, and for a second, it looked like someone had put some air at the end of the tires at the end. It was like, oh my god, like, can the Rangers get it done? But no, they couldn't. And it's not a surprise, right? Because nothing went their way. The power play tonight did not do anything for the New York Rangers. The special teams did nothing for them. Sure, I guess they killed the penalty, but the Florida Panthers, when you play better when the other team is pushing back against you, right? You only get better if you play on the harder difficulty in a video game, right? You only get better if you have to push yourself and challenge yourself. And the Panthers were not challenged tonight. They did not have to go toe-to-toe with any players on the other team. They did not have to step up their game in any category. Bobrovsky, sure, for a couple seconds, but we know Sergei Bobrovsky is an all-or-nothing goaltender. He will make that crazy save, right? He's not like a Connor Hellebuck who sits there and makes the simple saves. He is there to win. He's there to shut down the other team no matter what it takes. He will throw his body around all over the place, and he did that tonight. And, well, I guess last night. So Bobrovsky, the Panthers, like, they did everything they needed to do to shut down and shut out the Rangers. And the Rangers, they did nothing. They had no recourse. They had nothing to throw back at the Panthers this entire game. The Florida Panthers, they were stronger. They just had a better system. They had a better way of sustaining pressure. There was multiple times that they were just in the Rangers zone, passing the puck around, getting shots on net. And it's just the same story where, sure, the Rangers, like, they had a couple, at the end, shots are only 27 to 23 by the end of the game. But it's the type of thing where that final period with 11 shots, sure, a lot of them came from that little, minute of sustained pressure. But other than that, it's a lot of run and gun, throw the puck at the net, Bobrovsky makes a save. Nothing special, right? The Panthers, sure, they didn't have, 40 shots tonight. But they didn't need to. They carried the puck. They held the puck. They passed it around. They got the shots on net, the ones that they wanted to get. They didn't need to just throw pucks to the net, right? And sometimes people look at that stat in a completely wrong way. But to me, with this series with Tkachuk, Verhaeghe, Bennett getting on the board, it shows that these guys are still in it to win it. The Panthers' defense shut down everything the Rangers threw at them. They hit bodies. They had good checks. They forechecked hard. They were getting to those loose pucks. They were skating with all the momentum, right? Sometimes you see a team, especially the Rangers, where they got some guys with some good legs, like Kreider and Zibanejad and Panarin. You see them get to those loose pucks, where that loose puck's right there, and it's like, Kreider's going to get the Rockets going, he's going to zoom down the ice. But no, the Panthers were able to get their feet moving backwards or get to the puck first multiple times throughout tonight, and they just shut down everything the Rangers threw at them. The Cats, they look dominant. They look like they can't be beat by the New York Rangers right now. This one game, and I know I hate when people overreact, but this game, this is a telling game. This is not like the Winnipeg Jets when they won Game 1 against the Avalanche, where it's yep, Avs are screwed. They lost 7-6, and then the Winnipeg Jets gave up the rest of the series. This is a series where the Rangers already did give up, and it doesn't look like they're going to get their legs back, right? Because you know why? It's been a repeating pattern. To me, someone whose eyes are actually open watching these games and like actually taking them in, not just because I'm freaking biased, but because I'm actually watching the games and studying what's going on. The Rangers have looked unimpressive the series against the Hurricanes. They were carried by Shesterkin and their hot guys having a hot period where the Carolina Hurricanes defense was abysmal and Freddie Anderson was not that great and he would give up a lot of soft goals, right? This series where Bobrovsky is going to do everything to not allow those remember that game 1 between the Hurricanes and the Rangers where Zibanejad just had that hot first period where he got 3 points in it, 2 goals and an assist, right? That was all Zibanejad. You don't think Bobrovsky's going to be there and know Zibanejad's getting timed up for that backdoor one-timer? He knows that and he would make that save. Freddie Anderson did not. And that is the difference in this series. Is the Panthers are going to be all over their guys. They're man-on-man. They outbody. They overpower, and they're going to do it over and over again. The Rangers, they need to get a guy like Rempe out there. They need a guy like Rempe to get a big hit, get the momentum going for them, even if it results in a penalty. They need some sort of energy, some sort of momentum to get them out there, because without it, if this is a series where it's just the simpler game wins, the Panthers win. The Rangers win series and they win games when their top guys can go all out and score some crazy goals. If this is a contended series, the Panthers win it in 4 straight. That's the way it works. So for me, that's all I got to say. The Panthers, they were dominant. They knew what they were doing out there, and they didn't give an inch to the Rangers. And that is all I got to say. So thank you for watching this. You made it this far. Please, I'm begging you, please subscribe. And until next time, too sweet, have an amazing day, and ta-ta for now.